Can't let the homies know I mess with this. And by this, we're talking about the Atari 2600. Now, this system came out in 1977, so that was very early in the video game market here, the history. And a lot of criticisms that I hear for the system is that, well, these games are very primitive. And honestly, considering the time it came out, you can't really blame it, because video game technology was very new. We had arcade games, and this was one of the first. This is not the first home console with interchangeable cartridges. That goes to technically the Magnavox Odyssey. But that thing was just a bunch of Pong, basically. And you see, I don't even have one in my collection. To me, the first real video game system with interchangeable cartridges would have to go to this, the Atari 2600. I've got the 2600 Junior, which is it was sort of a late release for the system. This came out in 1986. Apparently it was intended for 84, but it was a long story. I think it got delayed. It ended up coming out in 86. Yes, so this Atari I have came out in 1986, but the technology inside of it is from 77. It was sort of a late re-release and affordable game console option. The system had already been 9 years old at that point, so yeah. But I bought this thing the other day, and as a collector, I'm just kind of surprised I never really got into Atari until more recently, but it's better late than never, right? But yeah, this is Kaboom, and this is one of my personal favorites. Pretty simple. It's gotta catch the bombs. It gets really intense though. Oh yeah, and fun fact with the Atari, there's a couple different controllers. There's the standard joystick with the button, and then there's the paddle, which the paddle is used for this and Breakout and a couple others. No! Man, I should be better at this. Oh, it's getting serious now. This is pretty much all Kaboom is, because again, Atari games are very simple. They're to me, Atari games are like the precursor to, like a shitty mobile game. But I don't think these are shitty. They're really not. They're fun games. And they are very old. And I don't think this aged as well as an NES did. But these are still good games that you don't want to overlook, if that makes sense. This is still a great system, in my opinion. It didn't age as well as the original Nintendo, but it aged fine. It really did. I think these games are still able to be enjoyed. But yeah, if you put a Super Nintendo in front of my face and said, this or Atari, yeah, I'd got the Super Nintendo. But it's still a good system. I don't want to ever discredit what this thing did right. So yeah, here, I'm going to try this one more time. Oh man, catch the bombs. I gotta fix my posture. Shit. But yeah, some old school technology. And if you see in my setup, the 7800 has been replaced with the 2600. There's not really any space in my setup anymore for any more systems, so I'm gonna probably be interchanging those two systems whenever I want to play, one or the other. But right now, I'm more focused on this 2600 because it's super duper iconic. Shit. This is probably my favorite Atari game. I really like Kaboom. It's fun. I've had a fun time with Kaboom. It's really, really simple, but you know what? It's fun. I enjoy it. It's not easy. Oh! Oh man, it's moving too fast. I want to try one more time, and then I gotta move on to a different game. Gotta dial in, y'all. Gotta lock into this. Oh! Why? Oh, shit. Oh, no, we're cooked. Don't ever give up on yourself. Shit. No, one more time. Roll one more time. This is my favorite Atari game. Gotta run this back. Shit! Not a lot of talking. I'm very dialed into this. Get Kaboom if you're looking for some Atari 2600 gameplay. If you're looking to purchase one, get Kaboom, dude. Get Kaboom. This is fun. It's like you gotta paint with this thing, man. Oh, shit! Alright, I gotta chill out with Kaboom. I think what I'm gonna do next here. Yeah, Breakout. Let's do Breakout. This is fun. This is a fun one. Yeah. Watch this. Another paddle game. I'm sure you've seen this one before. I don't really have to describe much. The ball comes flying, and you gotta move the paddle to sort of hit it back. And if it goes past your slider, you lose. I don't think I've beaten a round of this yet, though. It gets pretty difficult as it goes on. But yeah, Atari 2600 games, super simple, right? Very, very simple stuff here. But it's enjoyable. I mean, there's a reason it sold so well back in the days, because this is fun stuff. It really is. Interestingly, too, a lot of video game manufacturers are Japanese. This is one of the few circumstances where this was a American company. Atari is a North American video game company. But yeah, this is Super Breakout. Oh man, no! No! I think I've talked about this on the channel. My TV's been having some problems, and it will randomly just turn off, like when it feels like it, basically. Gotta let it sit for a second, I suppose. For old school gaming fans, playing it on a flat screen might be a bit of a sin. And I'm sorry that I have sinned. But yeah, this TV right here has been tweaking a bit. It's not been working very well. So I thought to myself, well, I want to finish the upload. It's play on this, or unfortunately don't play it at all, as of now. We still have to look into this. This TV's been a little iffy lately, which is really sad. I love the Trinitron. But, you know, it is what it is, right? At the very least, we can still play it. But yeah, when playing a new game, or when playing a old school game, on a modern TV without the proper conversion methods and adapters and stuff, plugging this straight into the TV, there's going to be a bit of input lag, and the picture is going to be a bit blurry looking. It's just not going to look very good, but it still works, so that's not a big deal. Yeah, no, I love playing on the CRT. It just looks so clean when you play these on the CRT. That's why I have one, and little to no input lag, very little input lag, and that is awesome. But yeah, so this is the Atari 2600 version of Pac-Man, the port. And this I think this came out in 1981, not Pac-Man as a whole. Pac-Man is from, I made a video on Pac-Man a while ago, and I think I messed up a bunch of the statistics. Pac-Man, I think Pac-Man came out in either 79 or 80. I think it's 1980 though. And again, I probably messed that one up again. That'd be pretty funny. But yeah, to my knowledge, it's 1980. And yeah, look at this. I call this the shitty Pac-Man because when Pac-Man moves up and down, he doesn't actually face those directions. And then on top of that, the noises are wrong. Everything looks off and like this and that. But you know what? It's still fun. And honestly, this version of Pac-Man has a bit of charm to it. You know what I mean? It's I can recognize it's probably not too great, but it works fine. And honestly, like, silly. This is a Tic Tac Pac-Man, not TikTok. I don't even have that on my phone. I used to, but in all honesty, like, I'm not really into it that much. Not anymore. I don't have it anymore. But yeah, Pac-Man on the Atari 2600. Oh, elephant in the room. I got a haircut because I finished this video. This second section of the video where my hair suddenly changed is 2 days after the initial first part. Life gets busy, man. It's not easy to finish these quick, but you know what? I enjoy it. It's very fun and happy-go-lucky. So quite frankly, I don't mind. My posture. Also the shirt, we've got, what am I wearing? Muhammad Ali. Fly like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Very inspirational. Shit. Let's talk about Pac-Man on the Atari 2600. Damn, I'm shitting the bed a little bit. This is not ideal. But yeah, this port came out in '81. So this was relatively close to the Great Crash. And I think for the video game Crash, I've heard people cite this game because they say this is such a shitty port of Pac-Man. I don't even consider this the same game. I don't think this is the same game as the original arcade one. I consider this to be a completely different game. And usually with a port, it's the same game but slightly tweaked. I think that 2600 Pac-Man is literally just a different game than the arcade one. That's what I believe, at least. But recognizing it's flawed, I still think it's pretty good. I really do. I don't have a huge problem with this one. Oh, another thing, you see I'm using a Genesis controller. Well, fun fact about the 2600 is the ports are the exact same. The ports for those controllers, like the plugins, were the exact same. So, wait, I'm tweaking. The ports on the 2600 are the exact same on the Sega Genesis. Like they use the exact same port. So the controllers are a bit interchangeable. So I'm not really a huge fan of the 2600 arcade stick. I think it's iconic and I think it's nifty. But personally, I would rather, like, the fact I can use this is pretty cool because I like the Genesis controller. So that's what I do when I play these. Oh yeah, look at this. This is strawberry milk, but the cool thing is it came like this. I didn't have to put any of the stuff in it. Kind of random, but definitely a nifty, a nice find, you know? And it's so delicious. But, oh, let me get a different game really quick. So I think I'm going to show one more a bit extensively. And dude, Pitfall. Pitfall came out in 1982. And this is absolutely one of the most iconic Atari games that has ever been made. When people talk about Atari 2600, this is one of the big ones that comes up. And it is really cool because it's technically like a platformer. You know, it's like Super Mario Brothers revolutionized the side-scrolling platformer, and this isn't side-scrolling, but it is a functioning platformer on the 2600, interestingly enough. It's pretty cool. There's like, 2 different levels you can go on, and this is pretty nifty, honestly. You've got the below ground and above ground right here. Never beaten it myself, but oh, I fell. Not perfect. The controls might be a tiny bit dated, but listen, I'm not complaining. This game is fun. It really is. Ooh, there we go. Oh! That's bad. This will come back and there we go. Ooh. Nice. Ooh. Can't hit those logs, man. The alligators. Nice, 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 nice. So, here we are. Interesting. some platforming magic. I heard they made a. I remember that I heard that they made a sequel called Super Pitfall on the NES, but I heard that one was not as good. Again, I haven't played it. I don't own it. So I'm not paying attention anymore. I'm just looking at this game. Now, funny little noises that little silly sound effects that play. Now, how do I get over this? Huh. I don't have a means to get over this. So how do I? I don't jump on the alligators. Oh. Do I jump on their heads, maybe? No. Did I lose? Oh, man. That was all my lives. Shit. But yeah, if you are looking at an Atari 2600, honestly, I would buy one. It's a pretty affordable system. Like this guy right here. I bought this for $45 at a local game shop. This is the Atari 2600 Junior, which was sort of the, nowadays you have your slim models of systems like the PS4 Slim, the Xbox One S, and stuff like that. Like your Slim edition. To me, this is like one of the earliest examples of that. Because I might have said this already, but we're saying it again. The 2600 came out in 1977, and then this Slim edition called the Atari 2600 Junior came out in 86. So after the NES. An affordable purchase, but a worthwhile one at that. And most Atari games are very cheap still. That's one of the systems that has not been affected by this swift resurgence in, video game, old school video gaming, with the prices going up. The Atari 2600. Yeah, I would buy one. All right. I was gonna show some gameplay of Space Invaders, but it's Space Invaders. Honestly, I'm too lazy. So here we are. All right, y'all. God bless.